everybody. Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. Let's welcome in our co-host James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Link is always in the description. Oh, yeah. She said, I'm hanging with y'all tonight. Welcome
That's
back.
right, Shanny. We appreciate you.
She has been here with us for back-to-back lives. We recapped the Housewives of Salt Lake City. For those who want to see that, there is a playlist on the channel, but that is recapped on James's channel. Be sure to tap in, subscribe to him, all of those good things. But yeah, we have been doing lives, lots of lives tonight, but this is the last one. Thank the Lord. We are going to go over Housewives of Beverly Hills, A Perfect Storm Out, season 14, episode 18. The episode of Kyle being finally exposed in the proper ways. Because we've always not liked Kyle. We've always known not to trust Kyle.
Yeah.
This is the episode where she sunk her own ship. Kyle. She really did. She sunk her own ship. Kyle is dumb. But we see that Bose is going to be hosting a Sutton-inspired sisterhood soiree. And this is where we see Bose FaceTime Dorit and tells Dorit of how she learned from Garcelle at the end of the last episode that there was more to the texting between Kyle and PK. So Dorit says that she spoke to Erica and was told nothing about this, which I'm not surprised. Erica stands authority. We ain't surprised. And Bose explains that if Kyle can read messages to other people, why can she not show these same messages to Dorit, the person that the messages are about? My other point that I have, because I did agree with Bose, but Bose, you're irritating me a little bit more again. You cannot bring sisterhood and bring this group back together if you are biased. And you are definitely biased in favor of Dorit, because it doesn't seem like Bose is putting forth much of an effort to hear the other woman. I feel like the only women that Bose heard was Garcelle. That's how I feel. I don't know if you feel any differently, James.
No, I feel the exact same way. I feel like I see exactly what you're saying, because I feel that exact same way about her. In this instance, I'm going to exclude that opinion because Kyle did flat out lie.
Mm-hmm.
So in this instance, I understood it. I did. I understood what she was saying, and it would be fake of Bose, because you have to understand, that's a smart woman. This is one day going to be revealed and it's going to air. So she needs to clear her conscience, because Kyle came over to her house and told her one thing. Then Garcelle comes over to her house and tells her something completely different. And had she kept that from Dorit, then she would look fake.
That is true. That is also true. But you just new to this group.
Yeah, I want her to move a little bit different.
Together if you only have a friendship with one person and are siding with them. You just can't. You want to bring people together, be cool with everybody. But don't do it if you're primarily only cool with, seems like, Garcelle and Dorit, which is weird, because wouldn't she introduce the Sutton's friend? So strange. I could have swore she was introduced to Sutton's friend. Now, we'd see Kyle call Kathy in Italy, and let me tell you, Kyle, just kick Kyle off the show and keep Kathy as a friend of, because people just trying to reach Kathy is funny as hell. You got to have Rick Hilton's information to get to Kathy. Sometimes I feel like Kyle acts a certain way towards Kathy because maybe she's jealous of Kathy's marriage. Because, I mean, Kathy's always on Rick's iPad. Kathy is constantly losing her stuff and using Rick's phone and things of that nature, which tells me Rick ain't got much to hide. So I definitely feel that
he gave me the type to only play chess, and that's it.
Damn.
I don't know why. And sometimes ain't nothing wrong with that. Sit down and
at least you know where he at.
Right.
Let's see. DM Rocks, welcome in. Hey, Bose was on Watch What Happens Live and played this game about the cash. She said Erica was the most welcoming, Sutton has the biggest ego, and Dorit is my best friend. Kyle is the queen bee. Did she say Kyle is the queen bee? Or are you
saying Kyle is the queen bee? I don't believe she would say that. I believe, if anything, she probably gonna say Kyle is two-faced if she gonna say anything, because Kyle is.
Oh, it's hunky dory.
Right.
Lord help us. But yeah, it's she does eventually get Kathy on the phone, and Kyle was trying to tell Kathy of the issues that she's been having with Dorit. I got the sense that Kyle is only telling Kathy this because Kathy sees and has said the things that everyone else is saying about Kyle prior. And Dorit has also tried to stick up for Kathy. So I feel like Kyle is being selective and calculated in what she's doing, but that's just what she is. But Kyle is saying she's going to ignore Dorit and does not want Dorit's misery to come onto her, which was vile. This woman's separation is fresh. And even though I don't like Dorit, because I ain't forgot who she is, and I think she's a little racist also, but even though I don't like Dorit, she is going through something that's difficult for the first time. Kyle wanted all the empathy in the world that has none for someone who was her closest friend and ally for many, many years. Don't understand it. Let me get to the comments. DM Rock said, Bo said Kyle is and Jennifer has great style. Shani, why look like Kyle? Don't have no friends except for her daughters and Erica, because these women don't like her.
People don't like her. No, she got another friend that we don't like, and I'm glad they're not bringing her up.
Oh, Teddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teddy.
Because allegedly she's living with Kyle, so you know.
It's not alleged. They are.
I didn't hear her say that. That's why I was like, okay.
She has said it. You just got to follow some more pages.
I don't
She
follow
has
her.
said
So I don't care. Yeah.
She has said it. A lot of people don't like Teddy, but she has said it. Teddy's husband has also confirmed it and has actually accused her in court of having more than just a friendship with Kyle. So I'm like, oh Lord, we about to find out all types of stuff.
No.
But Bo's, in my opinion, knows how to host. The ladies finally come over because the sisterhood soiree is here, and Bo's had me at 14-course meal. That's all I needed to hear because I like to eat. I like to eat.
I said, yeah, you gotta work that out.
Okay. Shanny said, "What's our other friend? Her other friend's name that's been on the show, here and there since season 1. Used to go out with OJ Simpson, Faye Resnick.
Oh, Faye, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like her yet.
Yeah, no one likes Faye. Bose also said Erica is wrong and she be on Dorit's side.
No.
Bose, a couple seasons ago, Dorit's only friends were her housekeepers. And I'm saying friends, I'm saying her friends of color. She tried it with Garcelle and got called out for her microaggressions and things that she said that were slightly racist. She was okay with Anne Marie because Anne Marie went against Garcelle. I feel like Dorit and Bose are cool because Dorit has no other allies similar to Kyle and needed to get cool with somebody, and that's just what it was. I think as I think as Dorit comes out of this divorce and all of her issues, I think she'll go back to the same vile bitch that we didn't like prior.
Oh, absolutely. It's only a matter of time.
It's coming.
It's coming. And Bose, and I want to warn you, but I'm not. Because I feel like whatever you get, you deserve at this point.
Mm-hmm. She says she's good at discernment, and when she was in corporate America, she knows this and that. Baby, this is not corporate America.
This is personal. Right. The show may be business, but this is personal. You trying to get to know these ladies on a personal level, and you taking all that corporate shit with you. And in hindsight, you need to be listening and watching, especially when you have another Black lady on the cast that has had significant problems with this lady. You don't think to just be observant, because if it can happen to her, it can happen to you.
That's right. That's right. DM Rocks always comes with the tea. I love that for us. Dorit was there in the audience, and it was Bose's birthday. Dorit took her out for her birthday. Not surprised.
I'm not surprised either.
I'm not surprised. I'm
watching. I'm watching her. I follow her on Instagram. I'm watching her because I'm telling y'all, I have to put this out there in the atmosphere, and I hope that they prove me wrong. But I feel like her and Garcelle are going to get into it. I really do, and I'm going to hate it. I really am, and I'm hoping that I am on Bose's side of this, just for the sentiment that it may not be the right thing.
I don't think they'll get into it, but I do see them disagreeing on certain things, but I don't think they'll like get into it that
Not like
bad.
that. Yeah, not like that. No, I don't think they
Yeah,
would.
but I'm
It is
sure that
wrong.
they'll clash in some way because
Yeah.
Bose is very biased, and I think she'll stick with Dorit. And Garcelle is also very biased, and I think she'll stick with her side with Sutton and them. So it'll be interesting to see two strong Black women clash. There's nothing like it. That's why Housewives of Atlanta was so successful. Married to
Mm.
Medicine is so successful. That is why. Now, Jennifer Tilly, I love Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly is the perfect friend of in general, but I really think she's even more perfect for this franchise of Housewives. And she's doing what I need her to do. She's giving in the confessional and low key minded her business at the same time. Jennifer Tilly said that she feels like Kyle is lying about it just being a friendship based on memes or memes. But she says she feels like more than memes were sent, which I agreed with. Now the ladies all arrive to Bose's house and they get into robes with their names on them. They have caviar, a chef that's easy on the eyes.
Oh yes, he was exactly my type. I was like,
That chef
wow.
was fine as hell. Good for him. And he
I
can
said,
cook.
Bose, I need to start partying with you.
Men need to learn how to cook. That's what I've been putting out there. Okay. No, all men who can cook, it'll do you a lot more better than just some waves and some muscles and some money. If you can cook, that bitch will forgive you for anything. I swear, it seemed that way. But they arrive and they also have manly hands. The massage, a bunch of fine Black men giving massages. I said, okay, Bose, I see you, I see you, I see you. But they're giving massages to the ladies, and everyone's excited for like a day of relaxation. And Dorit interrupts everything to explain why she snapped at Garcelle in the previous episode. Right, Shawnee? Fine ass chef. He was handsome. He was handsome. I want to see the flick of the wrist. He did well. He did well. In my Joey voice. How you doing? So funny. Now, Garcelle gets like somewhat of an apology from Dorit. But while that is happening, Kyle is talking to Bose, and Bose asks Kyle pretty much why she didn't read the text that she read to other people to Dorit when the text was about Dorit, which I was like, good job, good job. That's what you should be asking Kyle. And she was told by Garcelle that Kyle's not going to show it. So Bose is like, can you please show it? And Kyle is like, well, let me quote what was said. I'm like, girl, why don't you pull your phone out and show it? Why are you trying to quote it? Kyle's doing everything to not show her phone. Because I think Kyle knows deep down that if Bose asks to see the text, she's not going to accept that little phone flicker where you just show the phone for a second and read it yourself. Bose is going to be that person that's probably going to scroll and read and look at dates and
Yep.
figure out what's really going on. Bose is going to get down to the nitty gritty. And I think Kyle knew that. So Kyle starts lying, like, all I said was, I understand he's going through something and this and that. And Sutton steps in and is like, there was more than that was said. And I'm like, Kyle, why would you reach out to PK saying, I'm sure you're having a hard time with your separation, but not to Dorit, who was your friend? Why would you reach out to one person, but not the other?
Yeah.
What's up with that, Kyle? So Sutton stepped in to point out, Kyle, you ain't telling the truth because Sutton's sick of Kyle's shit, and she should. Because seasons ago, Kyle interrupted Sutton having an issue with that racist Diana lady that was on the show, and
Right.
actually physically assaulted Sutton, was pushing her, acting a fool drunk. So Sutton has every right to act this way and to have this energy with Kyle. And so Kyle snaps at her for interrupting and says that people need to stop making the situation weird and calls the whole thing dumb. So Kyle knows she's full of it because if the tables were turned, we know she would not feel it was dumb. She would be feeling the exact same way as Dorit. There's hypocrisy everywhere. So Bose then asks Kyle to read the text, and Kyle tries to play the poor white woman. And yes, I said it. She gets upset. And then for some reason, Miss Erica scammed Girardi, who's not allowed to be granted her divorce because all the things she said that she would be found innocent of, she is not. They're actually taking her back to court and finding that she is responsible for some of this. You guys are acting like you have a warrant for her phone. I don't like when phones get looked at. Erica, this ain't got nothing to do with you.
I was like, if you don't go somewhere and sit down, like go somewhere. Like Erica getting on my nerves this season, and she ain't even doing nothing. Where is your storyline outside of this furniture?
She ain't got a storyline because her storyline she can't talk about because she would probably incriminate herself in some way. So I don't understand why Bravo even kept Erica. Because if any black cast member went through the same things that Erica went through with their spouse, I'm sure that they would not be here. That's what I'll
Right.
say. Doesn't make any sense. But Erica, of course, is going to stick beside Miss Kyle. And it's interesting, Kyle, that you're okay with Erica interrupting a conversation that had nothing to do with her because she's defending you, but you're not okay with Sutton doing the exact same thing when she's proven that you are lying about stuff or withholding information. That don't make no sense. So Erica says that Kyle has done nothing wrong except texting PK, who was a friend of hers. Somebody text Tom Girardi. He was found to be competent enough to stand trial. Somebody go text Tom.
Right. And see how she gonna feel.
I
And let
just,
the text message say, you know, I would never share anything that in this situation that would hurt you or anything. Let someone say that to Tom about you.
and why is production okay with this? Because that was Kyle admitting that she keeps things off the show. You saying to him, you'll keep it to yourself. You didn't tell us nothing about your little split with Mauricio. We only know stuff when it comes out or when you're questioned. So I'm looking at Kyle like production, Kyle, everybody. Hello, did anybody catch that? She will keep things from the show. So she's not really probably good for the show anymore. I'm over it. Now, Kyle runs off like a wounded white woman to cry. She pulled a straight Karen. I don't care what nobody said. Why are you running off to cry, lady? You're crying because you're being questioned for doing something wrong to somebody who is supposed to be your friend.
Right.
You're crying because of your own lack of loyalty. That's what I can't understand. So I did not like that Kyle ran off crying. Meanwhile, Dorit's just like, why is everyone discussing the text that has to do with me and not coming to me? I'm like, Dorit, I actually agree with you. DM Rock said Dorit clocked Erica with their talk that Erica is afraid of Kyle. She did. We're going to get to that. She did because Erica at this point, I feel like Erica being on the show is a dud. Most of what she's getting is either paid for by other women who are actually, still had a money, or she's utilizing companies and people who are willing to work with her because them working with her on television helps them get noticed more. So, yeah. But Kyle has a meltdown and stands up like she is in the theater about to perform Macbeth. And she says, I'm going to read the text. And she tries to blame what was said in the text on production, which didn't quite make sense to me. And I'm going to get James's opinion on that because maybe he can make more sense than me. But Garcelle explains that either way, it looks bad for Kyle because it's clearly more than memes, and you have admitted that. And as Miss Bose said, a hit dog gonna holler, and that's exactly what Kyle did because she behaved like a dirty dog, and she did holler for a very long time. When she's held accountable, she ends up storming off in tears. I want to know this, and I'm not even being funny with my question because we see this consistently, especially here in the USA. Why do white women produce tears when caught in the wrong? Why are you crying when you've done something wrong? Why? You did this woman wrong and you're crying. You're talking to her husband and not checking on her, but you're crying. She's not talking to Mauricio. And then you want to bring up those rumors about Dorit and Mauricio, but you're the one that's texting her husband because they're not divorced yet. But you want to run off crying, Kyle? I don't understand it. James, do you understand it? Maybe you have more insight.
No, I don't understand that because I'm not a white woman, so I don't understand any of that. I can't cry on no demand like that. I don't know. I can't tell you this, but a lot of people feel like I don't think Kyle would cheat with PK, and despite what his teeth looked like before he got them fixed, and the fact that I think his breath still smell like cigarettes and coffee, I've known women who've done worse. So I'm not saying Kyle is doing anything. I'm not saying PK is doing anything. I'm gonna say allegedly to protect my friend's channel, but I don't put nothing past anybody. I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah. DM Rock stated, I never know Erica to be afraid of people. She has screamed at Teddy, Vanderpump, Dorit, Crystal, and Sutton.
Don't forget Eileen, because I'm still mad at that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that in the past that was different. Now Erica is not relying on Tom's
Erica got
money.
you got to
Things have
understand.
changed.
Erica's under character analysis right now. She
Mm-hmm.
can't do anything out of character right now. She's playing smart. She's strategic. Whoever her lawyer is definitely. Well, I don't know where he at this season, but whoever her lawyer is very smart because Erica ain't got out of the character not one time, and
And
she's
we
had
normally see her do that.
right, especially with Sutton last season when at Vegas. Yes, there's been a day where Erica would have gotten chewed Sutton's ass up, and she didn't. So yeah, she's under character analysis. That's what happens when you're being sued.
That's true. That's actually a very good point. That's a very, very good point. Shani commented, are they taught how to cry like that through junior high school to high school? It's a secret class called Little White Women Tears. Shani. They have to be. The bitch stay winning. What's good? Welcome in. She said exactly. Erica is being strategic. She is aligning herself with Kyle because she know how Kyle is not going anywhere on this show.
Yeah, but
That
that's
is
also
this
be her.
point.
Yeah, that's a good point, but that also could be her downfall too. Because what if Kyle decides to leave?
Mm.
I don't think she's leaving. I really don't. But what happens when she does? Where does that leave Erica? She better make alliances. See, if Erica was smart, she would align more. What she is, I see her doing it. She would align more with Garcelle and Bose to try to get more of an allegiance to be with the majority versus clinging on to Kyle, who already has one foot out the door for whatever reason. Maybe because she ain't getting her way, but you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle will be here much longer. I don't even care if Kyle and Mo divorce or not. I don't care to see Kyle. Shani says she had money in the bank when she screamed. Exactly. Now that she doesn't, like James says, she has to be more strategic. She has to follow the instructions of her lawyer. I think that's why we see her on camera getting therapy. That
Because let's be honest, we haven't seen her date because she's still married. We haven't seen her, realistically dig any deeper to how those situation with Tom or her processing any type of form of divorce. So yeah, I just don't think she's been
You think
strategic.
she'd be in therapy speaking? She's in therapy speaking as if she's divorced and done with him. You should be in therapy speaking about your frustration that the judge in California won't grant you your divorce,
Right.
Miss Erica. But okay. A bitch that went and said, I don't think Kyle would cheat with PK either. I just think it's the lack of loyalty, and she's talking behind Dorit's back. I don't think anyone thinks she's. I hope no one thinks she's cheating with PK.
I say I wouldn't put it past them to do it because I've seen women do worse. But what I'm saying is her angst of guilt and the fact that she's able to cry on demand. If you were not doing anything, you wouldn't have anything to cry about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's guilty tears. It's genuinely guilty tears. And that's what Bose is saying that I agree with. A lot of people are saying that, but I definitely don't think she would get with PK, especially given his debt. But she also cares a lot about what people think. So I think that's also a reason she wouldn't do it. DM Rock said, Kyle has said as soon as Portia graduates high school, she is leaving California. I got to see it to believe it, DM Rocks. I got to see it to believe it.
I don't believe she's ever leaving California.
She loves that house.
She might go to Aspen, but she ain't going. No, she's not leaving California.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she is either, especially not to go nowhere that snows consistently. Absolutely not. Stay with it. Erica's a 304. She know how to get in with the right people. Preach.
Right.
Preach. She knew exactly what to do, how to do it, and when. She got time for long enough, and I don't care what she said.
She got 20 years out of a 60-year-old man. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life.
Right. Right. And only divorced him when he was caught doing stuff she probably knew about. Now, Dorit does follow Kyle, and it was funny because everybody really thought about following Kyle. But Dorit does follow Kyle, and she's trying to tell Erica, can you let us have a moment so I could talk to her? She's like, she's not going to listen to you. Erica, when did you become so close with Kyle?
Well,
Like, let these people I
right.
need to mind my business. Everyone else does. Why are you interrupting their moment? Let her go after that girl. Please go sing
No,
that
it's like,
expensive
Erica,
song.
why do you care? One way or the other. If she can't walk off, she grown. Like, who cares? Talking about she's not gonna listen to you, Dorit.
How do you know? She's known to read longer than you. She's known to read longer than you. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Sutton said,
I wouldn't have either.
absolutely not.
I wouldn't have either. You ain't finna align me with your tears.
It was interesting though. I liked Sutton for that, and that's why people like Sutton, because Sutton is stand on business. She's like, I ain't gonna kiss your ass
First
just
of
because
all,
you
y'all
cry
don't
some tears.
understand how strategic Sutton is as a housewife and why I see that they dropped the ball with her first season of her just being a friend of. That lady had potential of housewife from the moment she stepped on this camera and
I
read
feel like they were
everybody for
trying to
completion.
diversify the cast, and that's probably the only reason she didn't become
Right.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, no, but she was gold. Like Sutton is Real Housewives gold. That's why she cracked me up this episode. This is the Sutton that I'm talking about, y'all. This is the Sutton that I'm talking about. That's why she's my favorite housewife. Is this shit here? Because y'all don't understand how brilliant this woman is.
So it's interesting because Kyle says people should feel shame for what they're doing and insinuating about her. And my thing is, Kyle, you are wrong to be more upset, with Dorit. It just seems like Kyle is selfish. You say people should feel shame for what they're doing. This is the same shit you did to Vanderpump, the same shit that you watched happen with Kyle don't watch, so she's been here since season 1. She's watched so many people deal with being bullied and mistreated. Taylor, who used to be on this show when her husband passed away and there was alleged abuse going on and things like that. Kyle is okay with everything negative happening as long as it doesn't pertain to her. She's definitely a hypocrite, but Dorit was right. A girl's girl just simply would not do what Kyle does. Girl code is not something you should have to discuss. It should just be common sense. And you don't do this when somebody you was once friends with, currently friends with, or no longer friends with. To go and befriend someone who is not in a good place with someone, it just seems shady to me. I cannot find anything positive about it. And Dorit does explain how PK is. She says that she calls him the monster. And I do feel like some of this was BS. No one knows what's going on in your marriage entirely, but if PK was truly a monster, I feel like Dorit would have said or spoken about it a little bit more in prior seasons, because in recent last few seasons he's been struggling financially, gambling debts, all this crazy stuff. So it's like, why are you just now painting him as a monster? But I think Dorit's point was like, you don't know what I go through in my house. You don't know what he has done to me to be just siding with him, which is very, very annoying. And admits in confessional that the friendship was more than a meme. And Dorit says in her confessional that PK has told her that he has discussed his marriage and vented to Kyle about Dorit. And Dorit says Kyle is lying through her teeth and does not know how to be entirely real. Kyle says Dorit got what she wanted. No one is talking to her. And Kyle seems to think that people don't like her because of Dorit, but we haven't liked you for seasons, Kyle. Thank you. She's only thinking of herself. And DM Rock said Kyle knows Erica longer. Erica came in season 6. Dorit came in season 7. Kyle was friends with LVP though and knew PK prior and his
Mhm.
wife.
Yeah,
And so
I
she
was gonna
has
say
known
that.
Dorit for longer. It's just she's known Erica during her tenure on the show, but she has known Dorit for much longer. Um, Illy, I agree. I'm so bored of the Kyle and Dorit drama.
Because
There's
it
nothing
doesn't
else
it doesn't
happening.
seem authentic. That's why it just seems like
It's
it's
two of the
contrived for
most
the show. Yeah.
disliked people on the show now having a beef with each other, who me and James, at least in our recaps, knew like this friendship would not last forever. And the way that they did other people, now they're doing it to each other. And so And so I'm like, I know Dorit's going through something, but I don't feel sorry for these women. I just don't.
Me either. I don't. Yeah.
I just don't. Kyle was only thinking of herself. Also, Bose did not have any reason to ask to see the text between Kyle and PK. That is a
Um,
good point. She didn't have.
she did have reason because Kyle was playing in her face, coming over to her house, telling her that there was nothing, and then showing her her phone. And when Garcelle told her, "Oh no, there were different text messages. It was more than just that." If I'm building a friendship and a trust in you, why would you come to me with a complete lie and say there was nothing more when there was? And why do you? Because you shouldn't even have brought that up in conversation then. If you really didn't want to share with me the actual personal business of yours. Don't share it with me if you're not going to go full into detail and then make me look stupid when my next girlfriend come over to my house and tells me the real. No, I would have asked to see that shit too.
I do kind of see a bit stay Winnen's point though. Bose is so new that you caught this woman in a lie. I respect her for confronting her on the lie, but as quiet as it's kept, this ain't none of Bose's business. Be neutral, get to know people, but it's really none of her business. But I'm glad Bose is here and we need people like her on the show because
Mhm.
nobody else has been able to hold Kyle accountable. Nobody else has done the work. We know in real life things like this would not actually happen because if I catch somebody lying, I ain't gonna be investigating shit. We just gonna move on and I'm gonna let you lie and think that you got away with the lie and keep it moving. I don't have time for that. People lie all the time. All the time. So, that is what it is. James, if you need to go, that is fine, but I appreciate you being here. I'm gonna keep it moving because I got to get up early.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, guys. But thank you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. And I love you, Mrs. Best. Love all of you in the chat. And I will see you next time. Bye bye now.
but for those who don't know, he does work nights, so it's very difficult for us to get our schedules together. But we find a way to make it work, child. We find a way to make it work. Let me. Shani says peace. He usually watches after he leaves, so I'm sure that he will see that as well. Abiste when it said, I really don't like Dorit or Kyle, but I love Dorit keeping her foot on Kyle's neck. I think a lot of people feel that way. I can't stand Dorit and will not forget the things that she's done. I don't like Kyle either, but I'm happy to see someone finally hold Kyle accountable. And I personally feel like Dorit is the best person to do it because of how close that they had been in previous seasons. Um, Let me see if it's that one it said, I can see that, James. If anyone should have been asking to see that text message, it should have been Dorit. It should have been Dorit. But we know that if Dorit would have asked, Kyle just would have gone off on her, gaslit her, and all these things. So I think that's why it's good that Bose is getting involved because Kyle will shut down Dorit. Dorit has been Kyle's minion for so many years. Dorit's keeping her foot on her neck, but Kyle's just going to blame it on her being in a bad space with her marriage. She already said it to Kathy. I don't want her misery. So that, it's messy. Am I getting East Coast energy from Dorit? Child. That's the when a woman's fed up. I know we're not supposed to sing R. Kelly, but that is the truth. And I think Dorit is fed the hell up. But I don't care for either of them. And where's that comment that Illy left? I am bored of the Dorit and Kyle drama because you look at it and it's like Erica's not talking about her stuff, and there's a lot going on with her that in the press that she should be talking about. Sutton, I would like to see a little bit more from her personal life or more dating. Um, I don't know. There's just a lot. Someone said you are getting forward energy from Dorit. She's not. Dorit is from Connecticut. Her parents are not from the United States because I believe she said her father was Jewish and her mother was something else. I can't remember, and I don't want to misquote their races, but Dorit was raised in Connecticut or somewhere in the East Coast. So I think that's why that comment was made. Her family is, I don't even think Dorit got that accent personally, but she might because she does speak multiple languages. So, we shall see. Now, Erica's dumbass decides that she's going to defend Kyle, and Bose is looking at her crazy. This whole event was a mess. This was not a sisterhood soiree, and this is why I know James felt differently, but I don't feel like Bose, as a new person on this cast, should be trying to bring everybody back together. Listen to what you have to listen to, but you're new. I think a lot of new housewives make the mistakes of trying to give their opinion and fix drama that they really don't know, when they should be focusing on getting to know each person and going from there. You know what I mean? And she's just too involved to be so new. Now, the next thing we see after this crazy event, y'all, is Kyle and her family. Happy birthday, Portia. Congrats on your car. I do think it's clever to give your daughter a Portia when her name is Portia, but I'm not going to waste too much time on the scene. Kyle mentioned her parents and coming from a divorced household. Is her dad still alive? I know her mom has passed on, but she never really talks much about her dad. We all want Eileen back, but Eileen said, F this. And I don't blame her. The way Erica flipped out on Eileen seasons ago, I would have been done too. And then the accusing Yolanda of Munchausen's and all this crazy stuff, I would have left too. Eileen said, I'm not stupid. And she did not need the check. She had a job. And her husband owned that dog food company. They was fine, but uh-oh. Let's see. Shani says she wants Kim back. I think Kyle ruined it for Kim with this show. We loved Kim, but I don't think Kim should come back with Kyle on the show. I also don't think it's good for Kim's sobriety. I want Kim to do better. I really want her to do better. Now, I'm going to keep it moving because I'm not wasting time on Kyle's family. You sitting up here talking, I'm going through my own thing, as your husband is still showing up and participating with you to get your kids things. They don't seem to act. There's not much that I see changed other than them living in different houses. So I'm not about to let them play in our face like that. So we're going to move on to Sutton visiting Garcelle at her beach house. And Sutton expresses her anger because she feels like Kyle leaving Bose's event was a cop-out. She feels like it was hypocritical because Kyle got mad at Sutton a season ago for leaving an event when they were playing with her. Kyle seems to have issues with Sutton because Sutton won't kiss her ass, and Sutton is sick of it, and she says next time she sees Kyle, she gonna say something. I don't know how I feel about this quite yet because we already see that Kyle's a liar. We already see that Kyle's a hypocrite. To me, Sutton saying that again is just kind of adding to the fire. But I understand Sutton's perspective because Kyle was such a bad friend to Sutton on this show, especially the season that nasty Diana lip-licking Jenkins was on the show. So I get it, Sutton, but wait for the lady to actually do something for you, and then come at her. Don't just be coming at her for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be coming at her for no reason. Let me catch the comments, y'all. I apologize if I'm behind on comments. Shani said, I think Kyle was jealous just a little bit when he said he was taking Portia to Europe. And no, Kyle, you can't go. I sense that too because she's used to going. But Kyle, you said you don't want him. You won't tell us why you don't want him. So until you tell us why, we don't care. I think we should all do that. If Kyle don't want to talk about this divorce and don't want to, tell us what's really going on, then I think if the world stops giving her energy, she'll probably get it together. She's one of them bitches who got to be backed into a corner before she do right. Because I don't even care. And she used to take these trips with Mo, and now she's not. All of her kids are grown. So it's like, Let's see. A bitch they went and said Eileen didn't want to talk about those affairs she had on her husband. You probably right though, because I had seen that years ago because she's on a soap opera, and I had a good friend from high school who loves soap operas. I used to be telling me all the tea about the cast when they're not on camera. So I have heard that before. I'm gonna see a bitch they winning is informed. I love it. I love it. Bitch they went and said Kim is not in a healthy place. She is an addict. She is. She needs a lot of help. I don't think anyone who struggles with substance use or alcoholism should be on TV because Bravo puts them in a situation where they have to drink or they're around the very things. With Kim, it's alcohol that are a problem for them. And I did watch that Dark Side of Reality TV, and Vicky, who's an OG on Housewives of Orange County, was speaking about how they do push liquor, so much liquor onto them. They encourage the cast to drink. They may not force them to, but oftentimes alcohol is what gives these women the courage to act the plum fool that they be acting on these shows. So that is a very, very good point of this stay winning. DM Rock said, Eileen says she would return, but she has a busy schedule with Days of Our Lives. Yep. That show is never going away. That shit's been on TV since I was a kid. I don't think it's ever going away. I just do not. But the last thing we see of this episode, y'all, is Erica meeting with Dorit for facials. They discuss Kyle and the issues that are there. And Dorit says that she felt like it was a cop-out for Kyle to leave. Because how you do something wrong and now you want to cry and call it dumb. But if it was anybody else doing it to you, it would matter. Selfish bitch. I'm sorry, I can't stand Kyle. Now, this is where Erica continues to try and defend Kyle. And I feel like Dorit needs to realize that people were only putting up with her because of Kyle. A lot of this cast, current and prior, did not care for Dorit, did not care for her antics. What made Dorit stick on the show, I think, was her outfits, Chanel's, the parties she used to throw for PK before they came to this house that was supposedly robbed, which I think was an insurance scam personally. But nobody really messed with Dorit prior to this season because she was so far up Kyle's anus. So Dorit needs to understand that ain't nobody really fully going to be on your side. Stand on your own 2 feet. And I want her to continue keeping her foot on necks and just be who she truly is. Because if we got this Dorit that we got this season to go, people probably would have liked her. But instead, she was up Kyle's anus. And before that, she was up LVP's anus. And whoever had the most money or popularity. So I just cannot. I can't go. Let me see. DM Rock said, not gonna lie, Dorit and Erica looked good with no makeup. Listen, for some people, certain types of people, they don't always age in the way that the terms black don't crack. But Dorit and Erica did look good without the makeup. That's why I didn't comment on it, because I was like, oh, they didn't look bad at all. So hey, good for them. Hell, to age wonderfully is a blessing in itself. Now, Dorit explains that Erica is biased because she's scared of Kyle. I don't think that Erica is scared of Kyle. I think Erica wants to align with who she views as the most stable, because the more that comes out about Tom and his scam and these victims, it's going to eventually put Erica into a corner where she either needs to be cool with someone relevant on the show to stay on it. Otherwise, I don't think people will mess with her. Now, Erica was right to bow out of it, because Dorit explained something and she's like, do you not understand that I have a side and perspective? And Dorit asked Erica, like, why do you assume that it's only Kyle who is right? Why do you assume that? What if she actually is doing stuff that she's not supposed to be? Why is Erica suddenly not acknowledging girl code and all of that? And Erica, that's where she's like, well, I'm just going to mind my business because both of you are upset. Bitch, it was never none of your business from the first place. So now you want to mind your business when Dorit's like, well, what if it comes out that Kyle did do me dirty? You going to side with her then? And Erica's like, no, I would not. And I think Dorit was very smart to ask that question. But Dorit, this is Erica. She's still talking about how she was married to a lawyer for years and has learned things, even though that lawyer has lost his license, gotten the California Bar Association in trouble, and has hundreds of lawsuits against himself, in addition to hundreds of lawsuits coming against her. I can't. I just cannot. I want Erica to leave this show, though. I've been wanting her to leave, especially with all that crap with them victims. I've been wanting her to leave. But that's all that happened in the episode. Let me catch the comments before we go. Shani said, remember that season, they all went to Aspen and they stayed at Kyle's house, and she sat there and let them women keep calling Sutton, see you next Tuesday. Sutton said, F Kyle. Right. Lisa on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City don't look good without makeup. She doesn't look good with it either. She doesn't. My husband said she has old lady mouth. And I work with seniors. I work with Department of Disability and Aging. And, you know, when I have my clients that have their dentures and they take them out or lose them, there was something that happens to your mouth, and Lisa definitely has that. So yeah, but not everybody can age like fine wine. Maybe that's her karma or the type of person she is. Maybe that reflects in how she looked. Hell, maybe that's what's going on. God up there laughing. But that's pretty much all that happened this episode, y'all. For me, I am I'm trying to tell you, he's crazy. For me, I am a little all over the place with my opinions. I feel like this is going to be a season where I have to like wait to the end of the season to know how I feel and like whose side I'm actually on. For now, I'm just kind of recapping it because I love Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I feel like everybody's wrong. Kyle's a hypocrite. Dorit's a hypocrite. Erica needs to mind her business. Garcelle could do a lot more. Sutton is speaking up to Kyle a little late, and Bose is too new to be in all of this business. So I'm personally like, I don't know who's wrong. All I know is Dorit and Kyle have an issue with each other. And so it should be left up to them to handle it. Because it is wild that all these text messages and things about Dorit was shared with everybody but her. But at the same time, Dorit in her previous seasons kind of put herself in a situation to not be fully supported. So we just gonna have to keep it moving. Shani said, laughing bubbles for your husband. He said, old lady mouth, and he'd be just walking by saying that. I think he was getting off work. It was like, oh, like he will see Lisa on camera and be like, oh. I said, oh, damn. But hey, he also likes chocolate. I'm very chocolate, so it could also be that. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who's here. Feel free to comment your opinions, even if they are different from mine, because I am right now, I'm just kind of watching. I feel like everybody a little bit wrong. I feel like everybody a little bit wrong on this show, but we'll see what happens, y'all. We'll be back again next week to recap this show with James, as always. Good night to you as well, my sweet Gemini twin. Good night to you as well. I appreciate all of y'all. Comment your opinions. If you like what we're doing, like the video. If you really like what we're doing, subscribe. Next recap on this channel will be one with just myself, and that will be for Love After Lockups, Love During Lockup. That'll be tomorrow night. We'll have another recap on Saturday as well. And then when we start the week next week, we'll be back on James's channel and my channel. But I appreciate and love all of y'all. Thug life. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Have a good night, y'all. Adios.